Today's video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. Thank you so much for sponsoring me, first of all. And if you guys would like some good quality anime merch, you can go to Beautiful Halo, link in the description below. And on your next $49 plus order, you can get 5% off with the code MEME. And if it's $99 plus, you can get 10% off with the same code MEME, M-I-M-E. Let's get right into the video. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is the my 15th birthday special. The only reason I'm doing a birthday special is because a lot of people have been asking for multiple videos a day, but nowadays I just can't do it. I don't have the time, especially because when I first started was actually during quarantine, which was much easier for me. The King of Weebs was a younger and a freer man back in the days, a few months ago, to be honest. But still, I had a lot of free time in my hand, especially because I was fasting. I didn't really upload 1 hour videos every day, but mostly 40-minute videos, 2 to 3 a day, even 4 once. I remember doing 4, but that really gets tiring, and plus I get tired just I get burnt out just by doing 1 month of daily uploads. So I mean, I don't even know how I did 2 months of daily upload. I mean, a month of multiple daily uploads, which is completely impossible nowadays. Since I've gotten old, and I know I've been speaking for a while, but anywho, this is recorded actually on the 9th, a day before my birthday. But the only reason I'm doing this is because I need to record 2 videos, and this is one of the videos. This is the video that will come up at 6 p.m. If you are in my Discord, you are aware of how this is going. I'm going to be uploading once at 6 p.m. while playing with Ratreet. Yes, I play with Ratreet from, I'm pretty sure, like 4:30 to like 7, but still. And 8 p.m. will be the next part of the Itachi War. If anywho, of course, you guys will actually know this once the video, is up. But the members of the channel, which you can become one today to support the channel, you can become a member and help out the channel by actually just becoming a member. You can just become a member at the mere price of I believe $2.99 something. I'm pretty sure it's $2.99. And anywho, you can find out if you just press the join button next to my subscribe button. But of course, anywho, I actually started streaming again, especially because it's the winter, and this is the first winter I actually do YouTube on. I've never done YouTube on during winter, since I wasn't here for winter YouTube. Anywho, hope you still enjoy this What If, and yeah. This is What If Naruto disappeared for 5 years, and it won't be like the other ones. I haven't really watched any other ones. I have seen in my recommended What If Naruto actually disappeared for 4 years, but I have never actually watched any of them, and this is completely different. This is actually to my newfound love for One Piece, which I once had when I was a 6-year-old. Yes, I used to watch One Piece when I was 6, and yeah, I know One Piece is not a kids for 6-year-olds, but me and my sisters used to watch it together every single night, and it was really amazing. Back in the days, I really had a lot of time. But then after Ace's death, I went up to the Big Mom arc and literally just gave up, because I was watching it without thrill. I was kind of depressed since I saw Ace die when I was a young kid. Like, that was traumatic. Anywho, and now that I've actually started again from episode 517, and yesterday I binge watched One Piece for a full 13 hours because I just felt like it. Anywho, yes, 13 hours of watching anime is a long time, and do not try it at home because it drains a lot of your energy, a lot of your life energy. I'm joking, not life energy, but still. Anywho, we begin this way with Naruto actually being born as per normal, as in the original. Naruto was born as usual, by losing his parents on the day of his birth, and actually gaining the Nine Tails. Of course, not gaining it, actually getting the Nine Tails sealed inside of him. And I'm sorry for the background noises, the police and that. I live in the ends. I'm joking. I live in this. Well, I wouldn't say where I live, but I live in London. That's it's not the safest place. But anywho, now and Naruto, and I'm not proud of not being the safest place. I'm really saddened by that. But anyway, I'm talking too much. Naruto, of course, being born, it was raised. Well, he raised himself pretty much, but no one was there for him when he was a young child, and he wasn't raised by parents. He was raised by himself, and he's never felt love or anything. But anyway, one night Naruto got lost in the village. He was just a 3-year-old, well, a 4-year-old Naruto, and he was just roaming the village until one day he just, lost himself, and, he couldn't find his way home. Anywho, Naruto, of course, being Naruto. Sorry, I had to do some maths there. Anywho, Naruto, of course, one day he was alone at night, and it was the winter after his birthday. He just became 4, and a few days later, prior to this, and yeah, Naruto was lost. And in the village, she was actually in the Uchiha district until a little girl actually walked by him, and she saw him crying, and she saw the blonde boy, and she realized that this blonde boy does not live in the Uchiha district, and she was worried because remember, Saki, yes, this is a Saki ship. I'm so sorry for all the Hinata lovers, but it's just too plain. It's like, we have to admit, if I do a Hinata ship, it just gets way too plain for my tastes. I'm sorry, but you see, some people you gotta do what you gotta do. Anywho, now Naruto, of course, crying. Of course, Saki tells him to stop crying and asks him why he's crying. And basically, Naruto says that he's lost, and Saki's like, "It's fine. You don't need to cry. Come to my house. I can help you find your way home." And basically, Naruto says, "No, I can't go to your house. The villagers will be angry at me." And basically, Saki's like, "But why? Why would they be angry at you? You just got lost." And basically, Naruto says, "You don't understand. Please, it's fine. I can find my own way home." And uh, Saki's like, "But you were crying a second ago about being lost. Just come with me." And basically, Naruto in the end actually went to her house and met, Itachi and Fugaku and, Mikoto. He met all three of them, and, they were pretty friendly to Naruto. They were actually a lot more friendly than any other villagers Naruto has ever met. And, Naruto really liked them. And anywho, Naruto for the next few weeks he's been hanging out with Saki, especially because Saki actually found Naruto really cute. How he's always helpless. Well, of course, from what she's seen, he's always helpless, but he's always cheerful and open-minded. That's something that she can see in Naruto herself, and so she actually really likes Naruto for the person he is. Anywho, now Saki and Naruto have been friends for a few months, and one day Naruto actually came to visit Saki to see that she was actually training on her own, and Naruto asked what she was doing, and basically, Saki said that she was training, she's trying to prove to her father that she can be strong as well, and basically Naruto says, "Oh, can I train with you?" And basically, Naruto actually began his training with Saki, but anyway, Naruto, a year has passed, and Saki and Naruto have known each other for a full year now, and after a while, Naruto and Saki, after becoming good friends, now, always train together, spend most of their free time together, and, Naruto is still friends with the Shikamaru and Choji, just like in the original. As I said multiple times, that is something that will never change in this, in my channel. Anywho, now, of course, the little friend group actually, came together to hang out one day, and basically Naruto, and just saying, now Naruto is actually 7, and he's actually a lot stronger than what you think he is. Naruto has already stolen the scroll of sealing multiple times, and the Hokage has realized, and the Hokage has reprehended Naruto for it, by actually cutting his monthly allowance in half multiple times. But of course, Naruto doesn't stop. Naruto, the Hokage can see that Naruto wants to become stronger, and you can see why Naruto does all of this. Even though he always gets punished for it, Naruto never stops, because he's not going to give up on becoming a strong shinobi, just like the fourth Hokage, he's idle. Anywho, now, of course, the Hokage really doesn't mind Naruto nowadays to steal the scroll of sealing, because he knows that Naruto only learns jutsus that he is capable of. For example, the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and also other jutsus. For example, the Rasengan, something his own father made up, for example. But of course, Naruto hasn't mastered it, he actually wrote it down, so he can actually master another day. Anywho, now, Naruto actually decides to keep training, and now he actually entered the academy, and the Uchiha massacre still happened. Naruto, of course, rushed, to Saki after hearing what happened the next day, and asked her what happened, and basically, Saki just says that don't want to talk about it and starts crying, breaking down, and basically Shikamaru, Choji, and Naruto actually comforted her. Naruto especially because, remember, Naruto has been with the, Saki for a long time now, and he understands that how it feels to not have anyone, and he doesn't understand the true feeling that Saki is going through, but of course Naruto wants to help her in any way possible because he can relate to Saki a bit now that she's lost everything. Anywho, now of course Saki says it's fine, Naruto, you don't have to do this, and basically Naruto then says, no, I have to. You're the one who helped me when I needed it the most. Now when you need it, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to help you in any way possible. And Naruto, is just paying back the favor that Saki did for him all those years back when he was 4 years ago. Anywho, now of course Naruto and Saki actually hung out for the rest of the day, and in the end, they just started training, and just saying, Naruto actually masters the Rasengan before he actually turns 10. So at 9 years old, Naruto actually mastered the Rasengan, and Saki actually learns a jutsu from a ninja that they've actually met during their training, a ninja who actually became interested in Saki and Naruto's training because they were training so hard one day that he's actually noticed himself, because they were making such a ruckus in the training ground that he was resting in, reading his nice book. Anywho, now of course Kakashi asks what they were doing, and they say that they were training, and basically Kakashi's like, you two training, 10-year-olds training like this, it's not, you're lying, you're probably fighting or something. And basically, Naruto and Saki deny it, saying that they've been training for years now to become the strongest shinobi that the Leaf has ever seen. And the Kakashi raises an eyebrow at this. So anywho, Naruto is just 9.5, just saying. So Saki actually, Saki and Naruto begin their training with Kakashi, since Kakashi actually, has a liking towards these two kids, especially because they have ambition, something that he had when he was a kid, always trying to become as strong as possible to make his father proud. But in the end, his father broke the rules, and the same thing happened just like in the original. Anyway, now of course Naruto and Saki train hard for the next 4 months. Yes, 4 months. And now Naruto and Saki actually turn, Naruto, on the day he turns 10, Saki turned 10 the day before, but on the day, Naruto turned 10, they actually had a little sparring session right before, they were going to celebrate with, their two friends, and Kakashi, and, of course, Iruka actually knew about Naruto's birthday, and so he wanted to celebrate it with, the few people that were going to join, even though Hokage was going to join. But anywho, Kakashi was supervising their little sparring session in case it gets out of hand, and just saying, Saki already has the Chidori. She's actually training in the Lightning Blade, but Kakashi's precious, and two students were about to settle it, since they were Kando wondering who's the stronger one out of the two. Anywho, now Naruto, of course, actually sorry. Anywho, now Naruto actually begins the fight by making a few clones, but in the end the fight keeps going until one of the two is actually tired of the fight and realizes that they're just going to keep fighting forever if they keep going, and so they want to finish this fight by actually uh anywho, now Naruto gets his Rasengan out, which he actually mastered, and the Hokage actually came here, same as Iruka, and they also this fight. And anywho, now of course this little finishing move was actually stopped by Kakashi and the Hokage. They actually said that they shouldn't do this, and they could get killed, and so they actually stopped the fight. But something happened. The amount of energy output that they were about to output, sorry, not the energy output, the energy that they were about to output by actually clashing those two techniques was so immense to actually open up a warp gate to a different verse. By what I mean verse is that how like the Dragon Ball verse exists, the Naruto verse, the One Piece verse, all the verses, all the anime verses, and you know what I mean, those kind of things. Anywho, Now, Naruto actually doesn't really notice. Same, no one notices. Anywho, Naruto now, goes home to celebrate his birthday with his few friends, few people, the few people who actually like him, and so then he realizes that he forgot his thing, his not I was about to say headband, but Naruto is currently 10, so he has no headband. But Naruto actually forgot something, a kunai that was given to him as a birthday gift when he actually turned 9 by Saki, something that he would never forget. And uh, Naruto, of course, actually went back for it. But when he actually returned, he saw a warp gate. He saw a gate where a lot of light was emitting from. Anywho, Naruto, being curious as he always is, he actually gets closer to it until he realizes that he was getting sucked in because of the immense amount of, pressure from this, and plus it was literally sucking Naruto inside the gate. And basically, Naruto, well, at first he was confused on what was going on, and basically, in the end, actually went into the gate. Of course, there was no clear explanation for this except for an immense amount of energy put, and ripping the actual fabric of the universe to actually open up a whole different portal, a whole different gate to a different universe. Of course, this is a lot of fan fiction right there. Of course, this is I should actually make this into a fanfic, but still, Wattpad, I'm pretty sure it will do well, but I can't be asked writing it, to be honest. If anyone is what bothered to write it for me, and just saying, this is a story I came up on my own, in my head, so it's nothing that I took from anyone else. It's literally me thinking this up. Pretty much, it was actually a dream, to be honest. Literally, I just had a dream. I'm like, hey, I was literally thinking about Naruto after watching, One Piece. And I'm like, what if Naruto actually was in One Piece? That would actually be amazing, And right before I went to sleep, I even saw the recommended video about Naruto, disappearing for 4 years. And then now Naruto, of course, gets warped through this gate, and he falls in onto a ship. Naruto's only 10, remember? So right now, here, everyone, of course, Naruto wakes up and he sees that he's on a ship sailing. And at first Naruto was really scared. He thought he got kidnapped somehow by ninjas, and he's about to be sold to another nation at first. But then after realizing that he's actually hurt, this warp gate, Naruto's body can't really handle actual universal travel. Remember, Naruto's just a 10-year-old kid. He's not some kind of god of destruction or angel or Goku or something. I know he shouldn't really hurt you, but I'm just going to say, remember, this is not a gate that Whis opened up for just like, just to take someone. It's literally a warp gate created by pure strength, pure chakra, ripping the fabric of the, universe, which made the gate opening up a whole different world. Anywho, of course, I'm using a lot of mythical words. I'm not, but anywho, now Naruto, of course, being Naruto, actually, asks where he is, and at first, Shanks. Yes, Naruto is in Shanks' pirate ship. Anywho, of course, Shanks wonders who this kid is. Where did he come from? He just fell from the sky. Of course, Shanks saw a beam of light right before the kid appeared, but of course, at first he doesn't understand what it really was. But anywho, of course, Naruto then asks where he is, and basically Shanks asks the same question. Well, not the same question. Asks a question of his own: who he is and where did he come from. Of course, Shanks, being not too brutal, he was just smiling, and Naruto took him, from Naruto's little sensory ability that he has about feelings, you can see that Shanks is actually really friendly, and so he doesn't, try to attack Shanks straight away. But of course, when Shanks, realized that Naruto wasn't gonna answer him, he tries to, use a bit of haki, Emperor's haki, to actually not make Naruto scared, which, Naruto took this as an, hey, someone asking him for a fight, and Naruto, says, do you really want to fight me? And as he says that, he actually lets out a bit of his lightning release that he has to actually engulf his body. And literally, this is something that he learned from Kakashi. Kakashi hasn't really done this himself yet, but of course, it's something that he's been developing. It's like a cloak, like the the Raikage's one, but of course, it's not literally the cloak. But anywho, now, of course, Naruto, being Naruto, actually tries to attack Shanks, but his whole crew gets in front of Naruto with their swords, and Naruto realizes that he could get killed. Of course, Shanks just calms him down and says, I didn't try to hurt you, I just wanted some answers from you. And of course, Naruto says, oh, I'm really sorry, of course, being scared of them. And literally, he tells them everything that happened and where he comes from. That he comes from the Leaf Village, somewhere far away, somewhere that he doesn't even know where he is. And basically, Shanks said that things like this happen everywhere. And of course, Shanks is, being optimistic, saying that this must have been fate and there must be a way of, getting you back where you came from. And of course, Naruto asks about how, and literally then Shanks said, well, we'll have to emit the same amount of energy that you and your friend emitted when you had your little sparring session. And Naruto says, well, that's a lot of energy because I have a lot of energy. I can show you, but I might break your ship. And basically, Shanks says, oh no, there's no need to tell me. If you were able to rip the fabric of the universe, I'm pretty sure it must have been a lot of energy. And the only person I see being able to do this is Whitebeard. And of course, the only reason he says Whitebeard is because if two kids were able to rip the fabric of the not the ocean, the fabric of the universe, it must be strong. And the only person who can actually destroy the world, come close to destroying the world, is Whitebeard, and he's the closest thing to the Pirate King. Anywho, now, of course, Naruto starts crying, saying that he'll never return home, and basically Shanks consoles him, saying that if he can't return home, he'll just have to become a pirate like them. And Naruto says, I don't want to become a pirate. I want to become someone who saves this world. And basically, Shanks says that not all pirates are nasty like some. And basically, Naruto then says, what do you mean? And basically, Shanks said there are some pirates that are good. For example, you could say us, but I don't really see us as bad guys. We just try to have our fun, not much. And anywho, now of course, Naruto understands and sees that these guys may be his only hope. And he can see that Shanks is hiding things that no one else knows. Anywho, of course, Naruto actually travels with Shank and learns everything about the pirate world, and actually becomes a pirate of his own. Of course, Naruto is not really known, but of course, people know that Shanks has a new crewmate. But in the end, Naruto, after traveling with them for a year, meeting Whitebeard not being able to rip the fabrics of the literally so Naruto for now will actually remain in this world, and he doesn't really mind that at first because this world isn't as bad as he thought it is. He made a few friends, of course, with Shanks. He actually had a lot of fun. Anywho, now Naruto actually decides to go off on his own journey, to explore the pirate world. Shanks allows him, even though Shanks is kind of worried since he sees a bit of Luffy in Shanks. I mean in Naruto. Still, now Naruto, of course, says goodbye and actually leaves on his own journey with his own little ship. Not ship, boat, but still. Anywho, now Naruto who only spent around near enough a year. Naruto's now 11 and he spent around like 11 months, and well, not a year, but still, he's about to be 11. He spent 11 months with Shanks and his crew, but still, now Naruto, who has actually, left within a month, Naruto actually finds a new crewmate. He actually joins Ace. Yes, Naruto joins Ace in his little adventure, and basically, Ace, treats Naruto like a younger brother for the short amount of time they knew each other for, just for like a few weeks, until Ace actually, told Naruto to escape from, this part of town because he was actually going up against Blackbeard. Of course, Ace told Naruto to go, and right before Naruto left, Ace gave him a fruit that Ace told him to eat. It will give him powers. It's something that is really similar to his power, and Naruto knows about devil fruits, and Ace says that this is something I've been saving for my other brother, Luffy. But I guess I can give it to you since I just believe that you may be able to make something good out of this. I trust you, Naruto. Just leave. Please, I don't want you to get hurt. And of course, Naruto Naruto realizes that he has to leave, and so he actually runs as fast as possible. Naruto has forgotten most of his, ninja skills. He has mostly like samurai skills for now, but he still remembers the Rasengan and the one technique that Kakashi taught him. He completely forgot about, his wind release abilities and all of his, other type of abilities. For example, the fireball jutsu and all those other things that he had in his arsenal. Anywho, now Naruto, of course, being Naruto, left, and he was saddened by leaving Ace to back there all on his own, and it really saddened him because he knows that Blackbeard will hurt Ace, and basically, in the end, Naruto actually joins, well, not joins, but actually, finds out about Ace's capture. And so after, finding out, he actually decides to eat the devil fruit and actually go after Ace. Of course, Ace was in Impel Down, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. But anywho, of course, he knows how dangerous of a place that is, and so he's actually warned by people that he actually met on his journeys. For example, Whitebeard, Naruto actually went back to Whitebeard to ask him if he's going to go rescue, Ace, but Whitebeard says that he's going to wait for the day of the execution, and he's going to declare war on the Navy. And of course, Naruto says, there's no need to declare war on the Navy. You know how dangerous this is. You could lose a lot of men, Whitebeard. You don't understand, do you? And basically, Whitebeard then looks at Naruto, laughing, saying that, I'm sure I understand more than a kid who came from a different world, little Naruto. I believe you should stay out of this and let the big man handle this. And of course, Naruto says, are you trying to call me a little kid? You know I'm just as strong as you, right? And basically, Whitebeard says, are you sure, Naruto? And of course, Naruto tries to use his, little bit of haki he learned. He learned, Emperor's haki, well, he has a lot of, armament haki. I was about to say haki. He has a lot of armament haki, and a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but he has armament haki, same as visual haki, but just a little bit. He's not really too skilled with Emperor's haki, but he has Emperor's haki. Shanks has seen Emperor's haki in Naruto, and the only reason I'm giving you so many, hakis. But of course, Naruto tries to use his haki on Whitebeard, but Whitebeard annihilates Naruto. Sorry, I can't stop the recording accidentally. But Whitebeard crushes Naruto's little bit of Emperor's haki with his own immense amount of Emperor's haki. Naruto's on the floor, all drained, and realizes that Whitebeard is too strong and passes out. Anywho, of course, then he wakes up a few hours later, realizing that he must have passed out. And then, Marco tells him that he's been out for 6 hours. Naruto then says, I'll be leaving now, and then says he's good riddance to Whitebeard, and says that he'll save Ace on his own. And Whitebeard says, kid, you don't understand. Impel Town is the most dangerous prison in this whole entire world. In the whole entire world. Do you not understand? And basically, Naruto says, I don't care if I die here. I mean, there is no other way of me getting back to my own world. So is there really a reason for me to keep living? Other than saving my friends that I make here? I barely had any in the other world. In the world that I truly come from. But here, I've made a lot of friends. Shanks, all of his crew, you, Ace. Ace was pretty much like my older brother, something that I've never had in my life. And so, I want to save him myself. And of course, Naruto goes to Impel Town, and he actually meets Luffy there. Of course, Naruto and Luffy fight together, and they both get poisoned together. Of course, Naruto and Luffy having two, completely different personalities, especially because they're both knuckle-headed, and they're both, you know what I mean. They have a pretty similar personality, to be honest, but you know what I mean. They are really different in how they think. Luffy just wants to head in straight just to save Ace. Naruto tells him to wait. They should actually wait this out a bit, and they should strike when Ace is taken out of the prison. And basically Luffy says, no, there is no other way, I have to save him now. And of course Naruto says, I regret doing this, but I know this is going to turn out bad. Anywho, as he says that, Naruto has a hunch that this will just hinder them. But of course, it really didn't hinder him. To be honest, Luffy actually, developed an antibody against poison thanks to this, little arc. I wouldn't say little, it was a ton of episodes, to be honest. It was so jarring waiting for the one episode where Ace was taken away, and then it was so more jarring to see that Luffy nearly died and everything. Anywho, now, of course, the same events happen here. Luffy meeting Jinbei and everything, and even the other doctor dude, I forgot his name, I don't want to say it. Wait, let me search it up, because I need to remember this. Is probably going to pop out in one of the episodes soon. Ivankov. I don't really remember how to pronounce his name. To be honest, I watched I watched most of Naruto and a bit of Naruto Shippuden. Well, all of Naruto, and up to like, I believe when Naruto met Kushina in Italian, same as One Piece until Ace's death. That was all in Italian, and I'm pretty sure in Italian we say Ivankov, but I don't know how you guys say it in English. I'll just say Ivankov. Anywho, of course, all of them, the same things happen, and Naruto sees Ace die right in front of him because Naruto's body was not as, good as Luffy's at recovering, and in the end, even the Nine Tails took a while to heal him, even with Kov's healing, capabilities. Naruto was hindered quite badly, and in the end, so they've all seen Ace die, and Whitebeard die, and basically Naruto, in the end, Ace actually gave a few last words to Naruto as well, saying that Naruto, you should keep striving to become stronger, and you should listen to Luffy. Go with Luffy. You'll make good friends, and you'll become stronger with him. And of course, Naruto listens, and actually, for the next 2 years, he actually trains with Luffy, and actually, masters his Emperor's Haki, same as his Armament Haki and his Visual Haki, which will help him in his own ninja life when he returns. Of course, he will return one day. Anyway, of course, Naruto, since it's only been 3 years, I believe. No, wait, it's been 4 years. 1 year with Shanks, pretty much. 1 year, a few weeks with Ace. Oh, no. It's been like 2 years with Luffy, so he has 1 more year, and this is where I kind of messed up. I was meant to say 4 years, but I said 5, I'm pretty sure, and that was my mistake. But anywho, sorry. But anywho, now Naruto actually has a few more months, but he actually spends it with the Straw Hats. But the thing is, Naruto actually after meeting the Straw Hats actually left them for a while, and actually returned after the Fisherman arc, and actually trained with the person he actually admired most from the Straw Hats other than Luffy, and that was Zoro. And Naruto even found a few swords, legendary swords, which I'm not going to name because I don't really know any names for them, but he found these swords and he wants to train with them. Anywho, of course, Zoro actually trained him quite well for the next few months, which made Naruto into a, master swordsman, just like, Zoro was. And remember, Zoro just keeps getting stronger, to be honest. That's something I know about One Piece. But anywho, of course, this doesn't matter for now. Naruto, in the end, one day he was actually sparring with both Luffy and Zoro. He actually wanted to take both of them on. And basically, Sanji was watching. Naruto and Luffy actually went all out. And Luffy actually went into Gear 4 because Naruto was actually using some of the Naruto's chakra accidentally. And in the end, Naruto and Luffy were able to clash so hard that they actually created the same, portal. Of course, they didn't destroy. They weren't in the ship. They were actually somewhere else. They were in a secluded island where they were actually sparring. And in the end, Naruto realized what this was and said, told the whole crew that he was going to be leaving now. This is something that he's been searching for years, and this is what brought him to this world, and gives them the whole entire backstory that he never gave them before. And in the end, they all start crying, saying goodbye to Luffy. I mean, not Luffy, to Naruto, and Naruto thanks them for everything. And in the end, waves goodbye and goes back to his own world. Naruto returns. He returns somewhere far from the village. He returns actually somewhere in a secluded area, in a forest, the forest of death. I'm joking, not the forest of death. That is in the village, I'm pretty sure. But of course, Naruto returns somewhere that he doesn't understand where he is. But with his sensory abilities, he's able to sense even further now. Of course, Naruto is not really used to, using all these ninja abilities except for the Rasengan and his cloak. But Naruto has a devil fruit. He didn't know if his devil fruit came back to this world. His devil fruit is basically Ace's fire, but even stronger. Something that Ace wanted to give to Luffy once his bounty hit 500 million, but of course he never got to see that. And of course Luffy's bounty is super high right now. But where I am right now, I'm pretty sure it's only 400 million, but I know it gets higher. Anywho, especially because he becomes an emperor. Like, come on. Anywho, Naruto, after sensing the, chakra of Shikamaru, of course starts walking there. But before we continue this, I need to make a few, not announcements. I need to, cover what happened in Naruto verse while Naruto was in One Piece. Anyway, after Naruto went, of course, everyone started searching for him. But of course, after four months of searching, Naruto was declared, missing. Of course, in the end, no one really knew about Naruto's, departure. No one knew that Naruto even departed, but of course Saki was completely devastated. But in the end, she was overwhelmed with hatred and actually bitten by the curse mark, which she actually left in the end. And basically it was Shikamaru, the last fighter, and the Sand Shinobi actually came to help earlier, and in the end Saki left. But how Shikamaru was, Gaara was rampaging through the village. It was actually Saki. Saki actually gave a talk on the jutsu to Gaara, saying that she had a friend just like him, the Nanto's Jinchuriki, and he disappeared. His name was Naruto, and she is sure that if he was here, he'd be the one fighting here, not her. And all those things, that saying that he's way stronger than her. He was stronger than her back then, and she believes that she's still alive. He is still alive somewhere in this world or somewhere else in another world. He's alive and even stronger than ever, and he'd be the first one rushing to Gaara to become his friend, since he knows exactly how Gaara feels. Gaara then says, "I wish to meet someone like him," and of course, then Saki says that I'll be your friend too, not only Naruto, but we all will be your friend. And of course, in the end, Gaara is actually eager to meet Naruto one day. But anyway, Saki still left, and it's been around like a few months, a year to be honest, to be honest, Naruto was like 13, so around a few months. But anyway, Naruto actually heading to the village right now, actually encounters two shinobi. Of course, these two shinobi were both Itachi Uchiha and Kisame, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. And Naruto realized Itachi and actually had anger in his eyes, saying, and then asked Itachi why he did this, why he did everything to hurt Saki. And basically, Itachi asks Naruto what was he doing all this time after escaping the Leaf Village. Where did he go? And basically Naruto's like, I didn't escape. Something bad happened to me. That's the reason I couldn't return to the village. But now tell me, why did you do it? Why would you do that to the Uchiha? And of course, Itachi then actually puts Naruto in a genjutsu, trying to explain, but Naruto says, no, I won't listen to it. I'm going to kill you, Itachi. I'm going to avenge the Uchiha clan and make you pay for making Saki suffer. And basically then, Itachi just gives him the gift, and then actually, lets him out the genjutsu and actually tries to fight him. Of course, he actually uses, the shuriken jutsu, and this is where Naruto's visual haki comes into play. Naruto having visual haki can see everything slow motion, and so he's just dodging just like he has ultra instinct or some shit. But anyway, of course Itachi was completely baffled on what just happened. Even Kisame, they were both looking at each other and realizing that this one may be harder than they thought. And of course Kisame actually tries to slice Naruto, but then Naruto just puts up a hand, and his arm actually goes dark, and basically he's using armament haki, and just looks at Kisame, and just looking at him, he pushed him away with his Emperor's Haki. And Kisame actually, was fearful inside. He could see something greater inside of Naruto. Naruto then says, do you really think you can beat me? And as he says that, he actually turns, a bit of fire comes from him, and literally tries to blitz Kisame first, because he knows that Kisame is the good one in close range fighting, especially because he could literally slice Naruto in close range fighting, and he can actually create distance. And so he wants to get rid of Kisame because he knows he'll be a pest, and he doesn't have any info on Kisame. And so getting rid of the one that he has no info on first would be the better choice, especially because he has the slightest bit of info on Itachi. But anywho, as he was about to, burn, Kisame to death, Itachi comes out of nowhere and literally just says fire style, fireball jutsu, and Naruto says, really, do you really think your fire's hot enough to hurt me? And of course, as he says that, he just puts out his hand and literally fires off a ton of fire, and anywho, that fire was actually blue, and that's the difference between Ace's, Devil Fruit and Naruto's. And literally, Naruto then just goes through the fireball and then tries to punch Itachi, but Itachi was actually a substitution with crows, which will make Naruto confused, and Naruto tries to burn the crows, but in the end, both Itachi and Kisame escape. Naruto then says, this will be the last time I let you escape, Itachi. The next time we meet, I will kill you. And as he says that, he actually walks away into the Leaf Village and actually walks in. Of course, everyone was completely baffled. And just saying, Tsunade actually became the 5th Hokage. Anywho, Jiraiya was actually in the village during this time, ironically, because he actually needed to talk to Tsunade about about Naruto and how he needs to find him. He will go search for him everywhere around the world to find him. But of course, now Naruto actually walked into the village with his new clothes. He was actually wearing Ace's hat. Ace actually gave Naruto his hat because that was the last thing he could really do, and Naruto actually wanted to give it back to Luffy in the end, right before leaving, but Luffy said, "Keep it. It's a gift from our brother, so you should keep it." And Naruto has learned a lot of things. Even Sanji taught him things, how to use his kicks properly and everything. Even Nami taught him how to change weather. And of course, Robin tried to help him, but Robin couldn't really do anything except for giving him an interest in archaeology. Anywho, Frankie gave him a little bit of info on machines, which will help him a bit in the pain arc, but not really. He'll just punch through the Naraka path. And then Usopp taught him how to snipe, but of course that is something that he could only use with the kunais and shurikens. And Chopper just actually taught him how to heal. And of course, this will all come into hand, come in handy one day. And anywho, now Naruto was walking home and literally just tries to get into his home. And since Naruto wasn't in the Leaf Village, someone else replaced Naruto, which was actually Sai. But of course, while he was actually going home, he got intercepted by a few people, Anbi members. Anbi asked Naruto to go to the Hokage Tower, and the Hokage was alerted. Jiraiya was there too, and they were all worried. And anywho, of course, the Anbi say Lady Tsunade wants to see you, Naruto Uzumaki, and Naruto raises an eyebrow and says, Lady Tsunade, so I guess that's the 5th Hokage. Has the 3rd resigned? And of course, the Anbi say, we shall talk about all of this in the office. And basically, then they say, follow us, Naruto Uzumaki. And basically, Naruto's like, yeah, I know my own way, so you guys could go. I'll find my own way there. And of course, then the Anbi say, no, we shall accompany you, in case you run away again. And basically, Naruto's like, do you really think I ran away? And as he says that, the Anbi's like, there's no other explanation for your disappearance, Naruto Uzumaki. You're coming with us, and you don't have any choice. And basically, Naruto's like, oh really? Make me, I dare you. Make me go with you. Go on then. Or maybe you're too scared. And of course, they're like, are you trying to disrespect the Anbu? And as they say that, Naruto actually says, oh well, I guess you guys are just as weak as I thought you were. Anywho, I shall be going now. You guys could rest here. And as he says that, of course, the Anbu actually, faint, because Naruto actually uses his Emperor's Haki right here. Anywho, of course, the Anbu were completely baffled on how this happened. And, well, most people who saw the Anbu collapsing were baffled on what happened. Of course, someone was actually able to, actually withstand this, which was actually Kakashi. Then Kakashi says, Naruto, do you know which way you're going, or have you forgotten? And of course, Naruto's like, Kakashi Sensei, I guess you haven't forgotten about me. Maybe there are some people who still remember me in this village. Well, most may remember me as a demon. Most may remember me as that. And of course then, Kakashi then says, Naruto, you're taking it too far. These Anbu didn't do anything bad to you. You should just listen to them. And basically then Naruto's like, oh well, they should have been more clear. They shouldn't be so aggressive against someone who just returned to the village after all these years. It's not my fault. They should learn some manners. And of course, then Naruto heads towards the Ukage's office and actually arrives and asks, he's been asked by Kakashi, well, I mean, Tsunade where he's been. Naruto then explains everything. Since he actually doesn't really disrespect anyone in the village, he knows that he has to respect everyone. And so, he is a respectful villager, and, he returned to this, world because he wanted to be a villager. He wanted to fulfill his dream of becoming Hokage. Of course, he clearly knows perfectly that he's not just a normal citizen of the a Leaf Village now, but he's a pirate, so he's not going to give up his pride easily. Anywho, of course, Tsunade then asks to give every single information of what he's done, who he's met, and if there were any dangerous individuals. Then basically Naruto begins by saying, if you want to know if I've met any dangerous individuals, you can be sure that I've met plenty. In fact, maybe too many to even count. For example, Shanks. I know he may have looked weak at first, but he's been hiding too much power from everyone. One of the four emperors of the sea, and a rival to Whitebeard. Really, it confuses me on how he's even one of the emperors of the sea when he shows no power. Oh well, he's considered as the strongest. And right now, he's the closest to the king of the pirates. And then basically, everyone asks Naruto what he's talking about. And Naruto then realizes that he's talking to himself right now. And he, Naruto is just lost in thought. And he's like, oh, sorry. I was just talking about a friend that I met over this time that I was outside this village. And basically, now, Tsunade really needs to know what he did outside the village, since he's talking about someone called Shanks, Pirate King, someone who can stand up to Whitebeard. Like, what's this all about? Like, she needs to know. And basically then Naruto explains every single thing in detail, that on that day he actually forgot a kunai, which he still has to this day. And when he returned, there was actually a portal, which then he got sucked into, and he got sucked into a different world, a completely different world, well, compared to the world that they live in. And it was full of pirates, and these pirates were individuals that could even destroy the world with ease. Some people could just look at others and make them, faint, something that he did before. And, all those interesting abilities that Naruto has shown when he returned. But of course, not many people know about this anyway. Now, of course, Naruto then asks, why are you asking me this? Does it really matter? After all, it's not like you guys could really do anything about it. And plus, they didn't hurt me. They've actually helped me get stronger. And in fact, I let a few of them die because of my ignorance and my foolishness and my weakness. And of course, then, Tsunade then Jirai actually cuts in saying, Naruto, you know who are after you, right? And basically, Naruto's like, the Akatsuki maybe. And basically, Naruto says that, but of course, he actually didn't know what they were. And this is something that, Itachi told Naruto, that the Akatsuki is something that he's part of. They're after, all the tail Jinchurikis, and he's one of them. And so, Naruto then says, interesting. So what am I meant to do? Just let you capture me? Is that what you're asking me to do? And basically, Itachi says, no, you're completely mistaken. I'm telling you that you need to get stronger. You need to get strong enough to protect yourself. And Naruto's like, oh, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. I'm not weak. In fact, I could fight you right now. And of course, then, all that little quarrel happened between, Naruto and the Kisame. Naruto about to kill Kisame, and, Itachi escaping with Kisame barely alive. Anywho, now, of course, Naruto, of course, Jiraiya asks Naruto how he is aware of the Akatsuki after him. And Naruto's like, well, you see, on my way back to the village, two of them attacked me. I wouldn't say attacked me, but they escaped from death. They looked at death itself, and they were able to escape. That's all I'm going to say. And of course, then Kakashi asks if he can recall who they were. And basically Naruto then says, well, one of them was called Kisame, and the other one I know personally, Itachi Uchiha. And of course, after hearing those names, they all got pretty shook on how Naruto was able to, escape a 14-year-old bully, a 14-year-old boy being able to make the two escape. Like, that's pretty far-fetched. Itachi, maybe he could have put up a fight, but Kisame really wouldn't have. Itachi could have sealed Naruto away, to be honest, and, unsealed him in the end and just took his tail beast. But Itachi is a completely different story. Itachi would never do that to Naruto, but, you know, Naruto wouldn't have any mercy on Itachi, and he would just kill him on the spot if he had the chance to. Especially after all the pain that, Itachi caused Tsuki, Naruto would pretty much have extreme hate towards, Itachi. Anywho, now, of course, the Hokage, Naruto asks his own questions. He asks how Jiraiya knows about him, and Jiraiya says that he was his father. He was meant to be his godfather, but by the time he arrived, it was too late. Naruto disappeared, and basically Naruto's like, "Oh well, I guess maybe I just missed you. And my timing is not that great, after all. It's because of that I let someone die in the other world." And of course, uh, Naruto then says, anyways, why did you want to see me? Anywho, after this, Jiraiya then says, Naruto, I know this may be sudden, but we shall be leaving soon, me and you. And basically, Naruto then asks, but why? And basically, Jiraiya then says that he has to leave to get stronger, to prepare for the incoming threat of the Akatsuki. And basically, Naruto then asks, but why should I leave? I'd rather stay and train in the village. And basically, Jiraiya then says that if he comes outside the village, he can train him in things that he can't train him in the village. Jutsus that cannot be seen by the villagers. And of course, Naruto then asks, but why? Explain yourself. Are you trying to work for the Akatsuki or something? And basically, Tsunade then says, Naruto, you insolent. You shouldn't ever say that about Jiraiya. He's been helping the village ever since he's left it. And basically, Naruto then says, if you leave the village, what's the point of helping it? And basically, then Kakashi says he never really left Naruto. He actually just had to do something. After all, he has his own spy network to take care of. And that spy network is the source of the leaf's information. It's where the leaf gets its information from. And Naruto then says, I understand. My bad. Sorry. Anywho, of course, now, Naruto then actually relays to them that he's pretty much forgotten everything that he's learned as a ninja, especially because he had to live as a pirate for the past 4 years of his life. And, Jiraiya asks if he remembers any of the techniques that he had before, and Naruto then says that he actually had a technique called the Rasengan, and he still remembers that, and a technique that he developed with Kakashi. It's called the Lightning Cloak. And of course, Jiraiya is really impressed by Naruto already knowing the Rasengan, and asks how he learned the Rasengan. And Naruto says that he actually saw the scroll of sealing when he was a kid, and the Hokage allowed it and said it's fine, just take any jutsu you want, but as long as they're not too hard for you. And basically Naruto took the one that he found more interesting, and so he took, the Rasengan. Anywho, of course, now Jiraiya, after finding this out, he says, alright, then we're already a step ahead of our training. Did you know any other, jutsus? And Naruto says that he used to know the fireball jutsu, but over time he's forgotten it. He doesn't know how to use fire release anymore, no wind release, no any other release that he used to have, no, except for lightning release. For some reason, that only stayed within him. And basically then Naruto explains that, to be honest, he could use fire release, but it's completely different. And then he explains something else of the other land that he went to, of course, well, other world. And basically, he explains that there are things called devil fruits, something that people dream of having. It's a fruit which gives you power. And once, before his brother figure died, got captured, he gave him a devil fruit, and it was pretty much the same fruit as his, just that the fire power was much stronger. And basically then Naruto actually turns into fire, which then, everyone gets on alert, because this is a pretty strong, power, and basically, just being able to turn into fire like that. But anyway, of course, Naruto then says he's not going to hurt them. He may be a pirate, but he's not one that hurts others. And of course, now Naruto then says, but as long as you can teach me fire, wind, water, and earth release again, I'm sure I can become a good ninja, right? And plus, I won't forget the skills I learned as a pirate, since those are engraved into my soul now. After all, they will be the things that I will be using to fight from now on, not only ninja skills, but there are things that I learn, other things that you can learn from the other world. And of course, now Jiraiya says, "Alright then, Naruto, we shall be leaving today, and you shall return when you're 16, and you'll be more powerful than ever, understood?" And Naruto then says, interesting. Power is not something I really pursue, but I guess if it's for my own safety, it is what it is. But first, I want to say goodbye to a few people before I leave again. For example, Saki, and Shikamaru and Choji, and also Iruka Sensei. And then basically, all of them go silent, and Naruto's like, why are you all silent? Is there a problem? Do you not want me to go say goodbye to the people I love? And basically then Kakashi brings up, Saki. And Naruto raises an eyebrow and says, yeah, what about her? I have a bad feeling about this. And basically, then, they explain that Saki, left the village because of, her hatred towards her brother, and because of, after Naruto's disappearance, she kind of got distant from others, but she kept hanging out with Shikamaru and Choji, but she never really made any other friends except for Gaara, someone who is a Jinchuriki just like Naruto. And Saki was able to stop him from going rampage on the village with his tail beast by actually telling Gaara about Naruto, someone who has gone through the same exact pain as Naruto. And Naruto, after finding out, he actually slams his fist, saying, "God damn it! If only I was here. Maybe I could have stopped all this from happening. How about the Hokage? What's happened to him?" And basically then, they tell him that the Hokage passed away trying to protect the village. And Naruto, Naruto's eyes just, widen in awe, realizing that after he's left the village, just more and more bad things just happen. And Naruto's more pissed than ever. He's like, God damn it, why does everything have to be taken away from me? My family has been taken away since birth. My only brother figure has been taken away in the other world, and I had to leave Luffy and the Straw Hats. For what? To return to a half-dead village? To return somewhere where most of my loved ones are gone? Really? And basically then, Naruto then says, I'll go with you. I'll get stronger. I'll meet this Gaara guy. I'll become his friend, just like Saki promised him I would be. And I'll bring her back. And then, Naruto said goodbye. Well, he greeted, Shikamaru and Choji, who actually found out that Naruto actually returned somehow. They asked Naruto where he went, and Naruto said, I'll explain one day, but not now. I gotta leave. And basically, they ask why he's gonna leave so early. That he just returned, and Naruto says, I just found out about Saki. I'll bring her back. I caused you enough pain. I'm sorry I wasn't there when she was leaving. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help you when she left. It's all my fault. I take full responsibility. If you want to hate someone, hate me. Don't hate anyone else. Don't hate Saki for leaving. Don't hate Orochimaru for taking her. Just hate me. If only I was there to help you guys, maybe this wouldn't have happened. And then, Shikamaru actually slaps Naruto, saying that it's not his fault. He wasn't even in the village. He's taking the blame for no reason. He shouldn't try to act like a hero when he didn't. It's just bullshit. And basically, Naruto, regains, his old self and says, oh, God damn it. And of course, Naruto really wasn't trying to act like a, fallen hero or something. But, it's just how Naruto felt right there. But anywho, now, Naruto says that, he'll become stronger. He'll return to the village and the all of them together will bring back Saki one day. And then Shikamaru just smiles and says, just don't return too late, or maybe next thing you know the village will be gone. And Naruto just laughs it off, saying that, oh, I won't let that happen. After all, the Hokage gave his life up for this village. I wouldn't let that happen, not on my watch at least. And anywho, of course, Naruto then leaves with Jiraiya. Naruto trains for 2 years, since he's already been away for, half a year in One Piece, basically. Naruto returned, a bit later. Well, he started his journey a bit later, half a year later, which is actually a long time. But anywho, now Naruto, of course, training with Jiraiya, actually regained his old, abilities. For example, five jutsus and everything, and he even gained even, stronger abilities. But of course, one day Jiraiya asked him to spar with him, and this was a year later when Naruto was a full-fledged ninja and a pirate together. He was a ninja pirate, basically. He had the heart of a pirate, someone who would never give up, but he had, the resilience of a ninja, someone who, someone rational. Pirates mostly make, most pirates just head on straight in. A lot of pirates, there are some smart pirates, but admit it, there are a lot of pirates that would just head straight in, just like Ace did. Like, Ace could have escaped. I know it was like, Kizaru. Wait, was it Kizaru? No, wait. Forgot his name. Let me quickly check. Sorry. Kizaru is the other dude. Akainu. Yeah, there he is. Akainu, offended, what's it called, Whitebeard, saying that they would just run, the Whitebeard pirates would just run and leave their, father behind them, basically. Ace just stood back and said, what did you just say? Take that back. And in the end, all that happened, how Luffy let down his guard, and in the end he was about to get annihilated, killed. He's like, if I'm going to take one of yous, I'll take Straw Hat with me. And in the end he kills Ace, because Ace comes in the way, saying, nope, you ain't killing none of my brothers. Anywho, of course, then all that happened. And Naruto is smarter than that. He he wouldn't allow someone like Whitebeard to get offended. But anywho, I hope you all enjoyed it. This was the King of Weebs, and this was part one for this wave. I still have a year of trading to cover, so that's going to take a while. But anywho, hope you all enjoyed it. And yes, it's 12 a.m. 5 minutes to 12. I took a lot of breaks, especially because a lot of people, well, my parents were coming downstairs and going upstairs. And yeah, anywho, hope you all enjoyed it. Please stay safe. And this was the King of Weebs here. Don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, Miniman123, and Hxmesh. And don't forget to follow Shoki on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server. Links are in the description below. And don't forget to use code MEME on your next $49 plus order for 5% off. MEME, and code MEME again for 10% off if your order goes over $99. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed it. This was the King of Weebs, and I'm old now, and yeah, my ducklings are dismissed. Peace.